So we're bringing on our next guest, and he has also been on the show before, but it's been a while. Rod Sanford. It's been at least a year since he was on the show. And so he's back with another book, and he'll tell you what his themes are for his books. He has a particular theme that he focuses on. So, Rod Sanford, welcome back to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you, and happy birthday to both of you.
Oh, thank you very
much. And I tell you, the way Rhonda said, I've got plans for I want to go where she's gonna be.
Well, apparently some of it's a surprise. I don't even know what I'm doing.
No, you got an idea. I can tell. I just want to drive the car. I mean, I'll stay out of trouble, but hold the coats or something. But no, thank you. I mean, I've been riveted by your previous guests. This is why I love this venue, because I always find out. I've been writing for over 20 years, and I always find out about something that I didn't know, and I did not know. I admit to not knowing about the One Love reunion mechanism, and I can't imagine writing and then putting on what AC is doing. It just boggles my mind. I wouldn't, but so bless her, and I'm definitely a fan. So wherever she's at next year, then I'm going to try to be there. I'll find something I can put out there.
Well, connect with her on social media or a website, and she makes the announcement.
Yeah, no, I thank you all for this venue. I learn something all the time.
Well, we enjoy doing it. One thing that I did, because we're approaching, this is just some information for the audience and for you, and maybe Rhonda. We're approaching our 700th guest. It'll be sometime in the fall. It depends on, because sometimes it's not the 700th interview, it's the 700th guest. So, like you and AC, you all aren't counted again because you all have already been on the show. So we never know exactly where it's going to fall. But I said, you know what? I need to go back and count our episodes, because we've had a lot of episodes, and I counted them, and this is our 174th episode.
Wow, that is crazy.
It is crazy. When we get to 200, we have to celebrate that. We got a lot of celebrations. Yes. Our anniversary is the July 30th show. That'll be our 4th anniversary. So, okay. So we
gotta write that.
Going on.
Gotta write that down.
Yeah, we've been around. We have longevity and consistency in our corner, because we've been consistently out there, and you've been consistently writing as well, and you focus a lot on Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
Yes. So one of my dream vacations is to go to Martha's Vineyard.
Right.
I haven't been yet.
So Rhonda and I had a really great conversation the last time we were here, because all of my murder mysteries take place at cultural Black events. Right. And so to that end, Dying Hard at the Inkwell.
Okay.
So murder mystery.
You got to tell us what the Inkwell is before you jump into the story, because not everybody may know what the Inkwell is.
You're absolutely right. So during the time, the civil rights movement, and even before then, there was a time, like in many places in America, Blacks were either limited or not allowed to go. And so in the Martha's Vineyard area, and that on the island, there was one portion of the beach that was segregated for our people, and it became colloquially known as the Inkwell. I think it started off as a bit of a negative comment, and then like we flip it, turn it, and it becomes a term of endearment. And so it was it kind of matriculated through the culture. It was fictionalized it was showcased in a Spike Lee movie by the same name, and so it still extends today. And so making sure that my Dying Hard series is an African American murder mystery series, and so I chose that title. And so, yeah, it is a wonderful place. I've been there. I was there a couple of times and did quite a bit of research uh, for the book.
Oh,
And
okay.
so yeah, and so Dying Hard is real quick. Dying Hard, there's celebrity security, right? These are the guys in the black jackets and thing in their ear, making sure that celebrity's okay. There's Daryl, there's his partner Terry Lovejoy, only female, and the two Bobbies, Bobby Jr., Bobby Sr. And so they're actually going on vacation. There's no mystery, at least not initially. They're going on vacation July 4th, Martha's Vineyard, which is a very distinct and important time for African Americans on Martha's Vineyard. There's a number of cultural things that go on at that time. There's during that time, well, it didn't take place on Martha's Vineyard, but it's reenacted there. Is the famous Frederick Douglass speech about what is freedom to a slave? As America during the 19th century, celebrated its freedom and its liberties, he created a very poignant speech about, hey, what about us? Is essentially it. And so that speech is recreated and reenacted on Martha's Vineyards during the 4th of July every year. And so in this particular one, so the Paladins are going, Daryl, Terry, and the Bobbies, they're going there. They're going on vacation. It's right after the pandemic. Things are looking up. Lucius, Terry's boyfriend, has a very important question to ask on the vineyard. So everybody's very excited. And so they get there, and one of the people they meet is Irma Nanango. And make sure I wrote that name. I should be able to say it. Irma Nanango, who is a bit of a legend on the island. She is started as an immigrant teenager and has now grown to have multiple businesses. She's a bit of a legend, and just everybody loves her. But it wouldn't be a Dying Hard novel if things didn't go bad.
Right.
One night, there's an opening for a new museum opening called the Healing Stones of Tanzania. And the opening is a big success. But the newly engaged couple have a fight. And unfortunately, Miss Irma is murdered.
Hmm.
And the stones are stolen.
Wait, so the big lady on campus, so to speak, is murdered and somebody steals the stones.
Yes, all in one night.
Oh, wow.
So the Paladins go from vacation to investigation all in one night. And so that's how Dying Hard at the Inkwell jumps off. And like I said, in most of my Dying Hearts mysteries, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's sub characters that are a little shady. Some we're not sure if they're enemies or friends. Yeah, but
Okay. So what kind of led you in the path of writing in the mystery genre?
oh wow, yeah. It was and I was listening to AC earlier, and she talked about trying to find a place felt, where you felt you belonged as a writer. My first two novels were romance, and this is going back 2004, and I'm very proud of them. They're still out there for sale, and you know, and so I fashioned myself as maybe a bit of a Michael Baisden or Eric Jerome Dickey,
Okay.
Omar Tyree. Yeah. But man, when I wrote my first murder mystery, which was the first Dying Hard in the Big Easy in New Orleans, things
Okay.
just took off. You know, they sold well. I don't know. Maybe I was a little more believable in mystery than in romance. I don't know.
Well, in your romances, was the lead character a man or a woman, a male or female?
Good question. No, they were women. They were women.
Okay.
As
So
a
you
matter,
were writing from a female point of view.
trying to,
Hey,
but
Now, how
one
do
of the
you
things.
do that? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
I'm always enchanted by people who write from the opposite sex point of view because it's not easy.
Well,
A lot of
no,
times I
it's not.
think I know what a man is thinking, and then I'll show what I wrote to a man, and he'll be like, men won't say that. I'm like, Maybe you won't say it, but men will say, no, men will not say that. So how do you put yourself in that mindset?
I think as a man, you surround yourself with women like yourselves. I have a sister and a wife and cousins, and that will shoot me, that will read what I write and shoot me straight,
There you
and tell
go.
me, and that's not what a woman would say, or you sound like a man saying what a woman would say. And so no, they keep me honest, and I think that's helped me a lot. As a matter of fact, right now when we talk about what's coming up next, Terry Lovejoy, who is our female lead in all the Dying Heart series, is about to start. We're about to do a spinoff from Dying Heart, and they're going to be all Terry Lovejoy stories, where Terry is the lead and forward in the book, as opposed to being part of a collective. She is going to be her individual story. So no, you're right. That's and once you get build up a mental muscle for it, it's actually quite enjoyable. It really is. It's fun.
I would agree. Yeah, in my two novels, my main characters are men, and I did give one of the female characters from the first book more of a, I highlighted her more in the second book, gave her more so people would know who she is, like her backstory.
Mhm.
But my main characters are men, and I've had a lot of men read my books and love them. But I was surrounded by alpha males from birth, and
Yeah.
so I, married to one, right? My dad, and my brothers. So I understand the male. I when I sit and think about what is this character going to do or say, I just think about the men, not just the men in my life, but men I've seen and known. I look at behavior. I look at how people behave. I study people, the trends, the things that they do, and some of the ego-driven things, because a lot of male behavior is ego-driven.
Of
So
course.
that gives you the ammunition that you need, the
Yeah.
foundation you need.
Oh, without a doubt. And in Dying Hard at the Inkwell, there's a lot of female characters. And I don't want to give away the
No, don't
ending.
do any spoilers.
Yeah, no, I won't. But the ladies play a huge role in the end, both positive and on the other and negatively as well. It's a fun thing, and you mentioned it, Gwen. It's about having a knowing the reasons behind the actions, right? So men,
Mhm.
we a lot of things are ego driven, and we see this in Inkwell, where there's a lot of personalities coming together. When Lucius asks uh, Terry to marry him, and there's an expectation that she will be kind of get away from doing personal security and be more of a wife, be more of a woman on his arm, and that kind of sets off a storm of you know of uh, of contention between. Um, there are a number of it's Martha's Vineyard, so there's a lot of money there, and there's a lot of ladies with money, and really that kind of drives what happens in the story. Irma Nanango, the woman who was murdered, is such a force. When she passes, I mean, the whole island is set in turmoil. Like, who would do this? Someone who's so well loved, and we get into a little bit of her past, like because everybody loves her. Why would they want to kill her? So it must be someone from her past. And so there's a little bit of digging into her past because one of the things that happens is while Irma is very, very well loved, she doesn't have a lot of personal friends. She has a lot of people who know her and know her work and love her, but she doesn't have a lot of personal friends. Why is that? And so, yeah, getting into all those motivations behind the action, both for men and women, is good storytelling.
And when you went to Martha's Vineyard, how much time did you spend there? Were you able to, really get a feel for it?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Because both times I was there for research. One time I was only there for a weekend, and another time for like about 4 days.
Okay.
But one of the other things, I have some very good friends. Shout out to Kim, uh, my friend Kim, who goes every year. And between interviewing her and looking at her Facebook page, it was, I probably learned more than the 2 trips I took there. But it's a beautiful place, and mystery writers always want to have like really bad things happen in really beautiful places. Just it's the weird nature of us. I remember the last time I was on, and Rhonda was like, "Why would you kill someone at a HBCU classic?" I can. But no, it's
A
the
lot of stuff
dichotomy, right?
happens
This
at
is
the
what makes drama, right? Something
Yeah.
really crazy going on in a beautiful, tranquil, place. So
Yeah, Victoria Christopher Murray and a few other people go up there every year because
mhm,
they post pictures.
mhm.
I'm not sure what the occasion is. If they just are friends getting together, if they're going for a particular purpose.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and there's
I
been
know
like,
Victoria
you know
Christopher
about
Murray is going to Martha's Vineyard
mhm,
um for
there's
the
some kind of event
yeah,
this
there's a
year.
Black Book Festival happening. And I think it happens either right before or right after the film festival.
right,
There's a Black Film Festival up there as well.
right,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, it's interesting. It has and I'm not really sure why it's not more people don't know about it, but yeah, it has an
I don't want
interesting
everybody to
African.
know about it because then they're gonna start coming and then it's not gonna be exclusive anymore. Next thing you know, there's
And
gonna be
so
people twerking in the middle of the street. We're not doing
you
that.
Well,
try,
from what I'm told, it's somewhat expensive. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know, if they go, they would have to pay the twerk. You know, they
Well,
have
there
to
you go.
pay
There
twerk.
you go. Oh god. But no, it is a beautiful place, and it like I said, like you alluded to, it has a very identifiable African American footprint. Um, and so yeah, it's one of those things. Either you know a lot about it or you don't. It doesn't seem to be in between. But one of the things in the book that takes place, like I said, there's this museum exhibit that's brought about, and is brought about by a company called College Access. This is a nonprofit that finds scholarships for blacks, and is run by a woman named Juliana Thomas Eckert. She's kind of old money, trying to assuage her old money guilt, and so she does it and she kind of tries to align herself with, Hillary Rodham Clinton and Bill Gates' ex-wife. She's one of these woke white women, right? And so one of the things that comes out of the whole college access thing is there's something not quite right about it. And maybe that has something to do with Irma being murdered. Maybe not. Don't know.
So, this is part of a series, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So this is number 4
This is
in
number
the
four.
Dying Hard
Okay.
series. The
Okay,
first
so
one was,
yeah.
yeah, Dying Hard in at the in the Big Easy at a fictional New Orleans jazz festival. Not Essence, but kind of reminds you of Essence. Uh,
I love the
one
way he
was
tells the
I
story.
remember you saying that last time.
the other one is Dying Hard on Gold Mountain at the Black Ski Festival. Not NBS, but kind of like NBS. The third one was Dying Hard at the Classic at a fictional HBCU Classic in Atlanta, which is, if I had a favorite, that's kind of dances around. It is my favorite because I think we just had so much fun with it. We had everything. We had a step show. We had a halftime show. We had drum majors. We had everything. And then this one, Dying Hard in the Inkwell, which you know, I think is great because I really love this book because it has what I really like about mystery, and that is it's not just a straight story. This person gets murdered, this person did it, and we got to find it out. No, there's all these other things going on, that impact. So I love, layers to it, and this one has layers. It's what happens between Lucius and Terry. He thought this was going to be a beautiful weekend where I was going to propose to my woman, and they end up half the time fighting. There's this murder. There's the stolen stones, which Lim Daryl is like, well, I thought we were on vacation and now we're working. There's this college access thing where it doesn't seem quite right. There's a couple of other things going on, and like I said, I don't want to give it away. A couple of other things go on in on the island that are really weird. One of the things that happens in Dying Hard Mysteries, and even in my other series, it's called the Teak Mannion series, which is a mainstream mystery series, is that characters show up from the past. And in this one, William Clemens is kind of a interesting character from the ski trip mystery, Dying Hard on Gold Mountain. He kind of shows back up in this one, and they are not happy about it because the last time they met, people went to prison. So I do a lot of kind of bringing people back from the past, and it's fun.
Well, I like a good mystery, and my daughter loves mysteries as well. So we're gonna have to go ahead and get this set. So I can give her all of the books.
Now, did you attend an HBCU?
No, actually I didn't. But my in-laws are very deep in HBCU. They are all Fort Valley. They've taught at Fort Valley, attended Fort Valley, in Central Georgia. So I was kind of dyed in the wool by proxy.
You were surrounded by it.
Oh yeah,
so
no doubt.
Received a lot of it through osmosis.
Yeah, and Southern. I can't mention it without mentioning Southern because a lot of the family graduated Southern University, no doubt.
Okay, and did you pledge wherever you went?
I did not. I did not, and it's a point of contention between me and my brother. My brother is 18 months older than me, and he told me, "Don't pledge, you're gonna flunk. You're gonna flunk out." And by the time I realized that that wasn't true, I was like almost a sin about ready to leave. So sorry about that, brother. But no, I did not pledge, unfortunately. I wish I had.
Well, you can still do it. It's not too late.
I know.
Yeah, you can do grad chapter if you desire.
Yes, a lot of Kappas in my extended family. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rhonda's got her colors all behind her. She's a Zeta.
Oh yeah.
And so is my daughter. So, but I didn't pledge. They didn't have them at my school, and I actually was part of a business fraternity, but it was co-ed, and but I was the only Black person in it, and it was interesting going out in the woods. It was going out in the woods in a cabin with white people for a weekend.
You were scared, huh?
Okay. Now the writer in me is already taking notes. Okay,
right?
That's the beginning of the story. Okay.
I haven't thought about that for a while. It's been I haven't talked about it at all. It was interesting. It's not something that I would, I had to do it. So what I learned was because I went to Georgetown and the president of whatever the fraternity was, I can't remember his name. His name was Peter. I don't remember his last name. But anyway, he knew the president of Georgetown. And so he got us the space in this cabin out in the woods that the guy owned. So that let,
How long were you out there?
A weekend.
Wow.
A weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I had to actually deal with was at nighttime when it was time for bed and I had rollers in my hair. They were fascinated by
that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a conversation. You don't like to have a conversation about normal stuff, normal for us, but that was a conversation. They were like fascinated by that. So anyway,
oh no.
Delta Sigma Pi. Delta Sigma Pi is a business fraternity. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, but as far as sororities, we didn't have any Divine Nines at Georgetown. No.
Really?
No. They hadn't gotten on campus yet.
They hadn't gotten there yet. Wow.
And the year I graduated, there was a there were 4 guys that formed a Q chapter.
Wow.
My year I graduated, but they probably have them all now. I'm just guessing though. I don't know, but they didn't have them. So we could have pledged at Howard, but that would have been a whole nother. I probably definitely would have flunked out then. So trying to pledge over there and try to finish school, that would have been impossible.
and,
So
where did you pledge at, Rhonda?
I pledged at Loyola University in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you did undergraduate, right, Rhonda?
Mm-hmm.
As undergrad, okay. So you went through the whole process that my daughter couldn't tell me about all the secrets.
Yeah, and I'm not telling y'all now.
I know.
Well, it's funny when we did Dying Hard at the Classic, and I love to brag that, and whenever I talk about the book, I said, "Man, I got everything. I got a halftime show, I got a step show, da 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 da." And I was at a book event, and invariably somebody comes in, "Who won the step show?" Before I buy your book, who won the step show?
So what did you say?
What to say?
No, actually, I kind of smoothed it out. That I gave out like multiple trophies for originality and like that.
Well, that was a way to answer it.
I worked around it.
Everybody. Well, Ron, show your book cover again. We're at the end of our time. Show us your book cover, Dying Hard at the Inkwell. And it came out in February, so it's still new. And it's book number.
And we're coming up on July 4th.
Okay. So that's something for you to read in your spare time over the holidays. So congratulations on your book and continued success with your writing.
Thank you. And stay in touch, because coming out probably by the fall, Terry Lovejoy is going to have her own book. And her first story is My Ex's Ex.
Ooh, okay. Intriguing.
I have a good time.
I have a great night. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, ladies.
All right. Have a great night.